Great. So are we ready? Yes, yes, Sister Terry, we're ready. How to retire early and live your best life. A fireside chat. And joining me on stage for this fireside chat, it's going to be two wonderful women. And them look fantastic. You see, man, trust me, I tell you, I really should have gotten the dress code memo. Because when I sit beside them, it's really going to be glaring. But they look fantastic. So I'm going to introduce, first and foremost, panelist number one. She is a noted, we call the money coach. I guess she has some fans in here. Who are the Anna Palomino fans in the house? Man, Anna look fantastic. You see, man, I tell you, me have to sit far from her. Fabulous. Please welcome Anna Palomino.
Salt Spring.
Woo!
I'll get on you, get your money longer.
Welcome, Anna. All right. Come and give her a good welcome, man. Wonderful. And then this lovely lady, she is a member of the JMMB team. And when I tell you, she look fabulous, she dress fabulous, but she know her thing. And you know what? She has a passion for helping people to plan for retirement, have a comfortable retirement. And yes, we're going to be talking about how to retire early and live your best life. She is the wonderful, and I want you big up my JMMB colleague them too, you know. Not because them no name Anna. But give them a nice welcome. Please welcome Camille Stair.
I'm a big deal. You're my friend, I'm a big deal.
All right.
Yeah, we're kind of important.
All right. Look how them look nice, man.
I'm a big deal.
Let me take my seat. Good thing you have them flowers you're pretty me up over your fell. Thank you. Hello, ladies.
Hello. Hi, Carrie.
Looking fantastic.
Thank
Welcome to the Elevate Stage 5.0. Thank you for
Yes.
joining us. Let me get my tablet in order, people. As I confess to the audience, the last fireside chat, I lost all the questions. But hold on, it's coming up now. Here we go. We're ready. All right. So we're going to be talking about how to retire early and live your best life, right? And I think pretty much everybody in here is interested in that topic, all right?
True.
So let's start. Anna, we're going to start with you.
Let's
right?
go.
And one of the things that I know we really love about you, Anna, is that you've been very authentic about sharing your journey, your story online, about not only financial empowerment, but earning enough or having enough wealth to be able to live the life that you want to live, right? And your personal journey, I think, has really been very inspirational. And I wanted to know from your experience, and how would you define and level set for us, when you say early retirement, what exactly does that mean to you, and how you empower your coachees to be able to do that? When you say early retirement, yeah.
Well, the first thing I want to say is that a lot of people know the phrase early retirement, but not very many people know the phrase being work optional. And there's a difference there. When you're looking for early retirement, it means that you are done working at an age that is earlier than age 65. But being work optional, it means that it happens whenever, but you work just because you want to work. You don't have to work. So to answer your question, Kerry, for me, it's work optional. And the word that comes to mind is freedom. Anybody knows me knows I talk about peace day and night. I want peace of mind, peace. So when you think about that, what it comes back to is, me no want a debt collector there my door, knock down my door. Me no want nobody beat down my door, ask me where the money there. I want to be able to live a life that is comfortable for me. That's what it really is.
Thank you. And I mean, just again, talking about your personal journey, at what point, I'm just kind of straying a little bit, but I think it's good to get to know you, because you came to a point where you wanted that for yourself. Like, is there a particular age you said you wanted to retire? Is that something you share with your coachees, your followers? But I'd love to understand, when you talk about living the life you want in a way where it's work optional? Is there a particular age that you're talking about? Just share with us your journey of how you got to this realization.
All right, ready, let's go. So the first thing is, I decided 5 years ago that, was it 5 years ago? 2017, however many years that was ago. I decided in 2017 that I didn't want to be a part of the rat race forever and ever, and I wanted something different for myself. My mindset dramatically changed. I'm not going to go into that story because it's literally like an hour long, but my mindset dramatically changed. I realized that I could just get up and live a life that would mean a lot to me if I just put my mind to it. So what happened, Kerry, was that I said, I'm going to set a thing for myself, 5 years. I'm going to give myself 5 years for retirement, because I didn't understand the difference between retirement and being work optional. I set that goal of retirement because that's what society uses. But to be honest with you, that's not me. I mean, I tried to think about retiring, and I was just bored out of my mind, so that just can't work. So what happened was, 2 years ago, I realized that what I wanted was to be work optional. So I put systems in place, strategies in place to generate enough passive income. That is the trick. Generate enough passive income to take care of your bills. Once that's going, once you have enough passive income, then guess what? You are work optional. You don't have to work if you don't want to work. Money is coming in your sleep. Just that's what passive income is. So I mean, I have a lot more. Tell me if you want it. Like,
yeah. And we're going to get into that passive income, because I know that's not necessarily a term that everybody knows, so we're going to define that in a bit. But I wanted to bring in Camille as well, because Camille, in addition to, this is your job, right? You every day
Yes.
partner with clients to help
Every day.
them to, every day, yeah, Saturdays and Sundays too, to partner with them, to help them along their financial journey to retirement. So it's a passion for you because it's your job, but it's also personal to you as well.
Yes,
Could you
it
share with
is.
us your journey on how you came on that path towards
So
retiring?
first of all, retirement security for me is a big deal. And it is a big deal and it should be a big deal for every single working Jamaican. Because what we're looking on, when you hear about retirement, initially persons just say, it's when you reach 50, 60, and that is when I'm going to start think about it. But no, we need to have like a shift in terms of how it is that we think about it. And I had to do that introspection for myself. And in terms of looking on it, what I'm saying is that it needs to be a lifetime of financial resilience. Because when you think about it like that, it immediately just shifts in terms of what it is that I can do, what is my why. And for me, my why is I want to ensure that I don't have a lot of debt, and I want to pursue some of my passion projects. So that is my why. And you have to have a why that will anchor you. There's a popular hymn, it says, will your anchor hold in the storms of life? And you have to have a vision in terms of for your retirement. So I know what is going to anchor me. And the second thing is that it is in terms of even your financial posture. Are you proactive in terms of finding sources of income, a side hustle? What is it that you're doing in terms of trying to build out your portfolio? And then the next thing, which is my third, is that you need to be looking on every single element as to what it is that can come in. When I say come in, whether it is through stocks, bonds, you being a member of an approved retirement scheme, you need to look on all the possible sources, because remember, what you're trying to do is build financial resilience over a lifetime, and that is what is important.
Love it. The JMMB fan club. I love it. Camille, you said something when you started to speak, and I don't know if it connected the way it should, and I know it didn't for me years ago. But how old should someone be to start planning and saving and investing towards retirement? Give us that magic age and tell me that it is 47.
Look here, from your start working, you should be planning for retirement. So it is not just an old people thing. It is from your start working. And even though we have all of these beautiful presentations, the data coming out of Financial Services Commission is that less than 20% of persons are a part of an approved pension arrangement. That means that it's a serious thing, and we have to make it a big deal.
So from you start working, because when you think about the math, and I know we talk about this math a lot, when you think about it, from you start working, even if you say you want to retire at age 60, right, for argument's sake, how many paychecks do you have between when you started working at, say, maybe in your early 20s or maybe late teens, till age 60? And the longer you wait to start preparing for your retirement, the less paychecks you have to be able to get you there. So we love that, and we're going to get into the retirement scheme. And I want to jump back now to Anna, because Anna, you said something about passive income, right? In your experience, creating those opportunities that generate passive income that give you the freedom that help you to live the life you want to live. Could you define passive income for us, Anna? Because I don't know if everybody is clear.
Very simple. Money that comes in without you having to do anything. It just comes in. I'm happy that you asked me that question, because listen guys, I brought my calculator. I have a strategy. Sorry, Kerry.
Go ahead.
I came with a strategy to share with you guys. I really want you to leave here with something that you can start tomorrow, not like next year, tomorrow. So watch this. For the passive income, the easiest way that you can start and to start generating some income is through dividends, right? Stocks, yes, stocks.
Yes.
But hear me out. In terms of dividends, I think people look at, you get your dividend check and it's probably like 50 Jamaican dollars, and you're like, oh, I'm going to retire off of this. But listen, it's all about strategy. Here's what you're going to do for me. You're going to find out what age it is that you want to retire. I give my clients between 5 to 15 years. You can pick in between there where you want to retire. So let's say you're working with 15 years, because it's a lot easier if you're going to choose a longer time. So let's say you're working with 15 years. What you're going to do for me is you're going to then find out how much money you're going to need on a monthly basis while you are in retirement. And remember, it's not going to have any debt or anything of the sort. Kerry, we should have a retirement planning session and I'll sort that. But essentially, it's not going to have any debt or anything. You're going to look for things like groceries, gas, JPS bill, because you can't leave out JPS, water bill, your internet. You're going to look for those, tabulate them, multiply them by 12, and then you're going to get your annual expenses. What you're going to then do after that, you're going to look for some strong dividend-paying stocks. None of this is financial advice. I'm going to just give you an example. Carreras as at now, declared dividends, year-to-date dividends of about 78 cents. So watch this. We're going to pull out the calculator now. So if you need, let's say you need $100,000 per month in retirement to survive, to pay JPS, gas, whatever, multiply that by 12, you're going to get 1.2 million is what you're going to need for the year to, survive. So then you're going to take the 1.2 million and you're going to divide that by 78 cents, right? So when you divide that by 78 cents, you're going to get 1.5 million. That means that's the number of shares you need to have in order to generate passive income of, say, $1.2 million. Now, what you're going to do, remember I said to you that you're going to pick a time frame, 5 to 15 years. Let's say you picked 15 years. You're going to take the 1.5 million shares that you need to buy. Do not try to buy the 1.5 million shares next month. It's going to scare you, and you're going to be like, oh, what kind of mad girl this? No, don't do that. Just take the 1.5 mil. You're going to divide up by 15, the number of years you're trying to retire. And then, so we're at 102,000, then you're going to divide up by 12 for me. So then you're going to get 8,547. Every month, starting next month, you are going to buy 8,500 shares for the next 15 years. How much is it for Carrera stock? As at yesterday, today's what? Whenever it was?
David Rose.
David Rose, come on. What's Carrera's trading? I think it was like $8.10 or something of the sort. So $8.10. You're looking at about $60,000 per month. If you can invest $60,000 per month in a stock for the next 15 years, you're going to be able to generate. There are nuances to this. This is just because I do have time.
Right.
But you're going to be able to generate a source of income, passive income of, say, $1.2 million, just like that. It's not difficult. It's just that you get bogged down with the terms, and they scare you, and so you run away. But that's how you do it.
That's a great example. And I think that the takeaway from that example, because yes, it is an example, is that it's about working the numbers, first of all. A lot of people don't realize that when we talk about planning for retirement, we're not just throwing something into the sky and hoping to hit a target.
Exactly.
It's working the numbers, how much you're going to need to retire, to live off of when you retire, and what do you need to do from now to accumulate to get there. Thanks so much for that. I want to jump back now to Camille, because Camille, you started to talk about being part of an approved retirement scheme or pension scheme. Some people
Right.
call it pension plan. And I know sometimes it gets a bad rap, right? Especially if you look at that statement after here and say, I humble
Yes.
this. I'm just keeping it real, right?
Yes, it's
we
true,
talk
it's
to people
true.
on the ground, we know the reality. So we're keeping it real. This is Elevate, where I taught the things them. So Camille, could you first of all tell us what that is? What's a pension plan? What's an approved retirement scheme? There's a slight difference between, I guess, the two, ish. And why put your money in it? Why be a part of one? I think let's just start there, because it gets a bad rap. We want to break down some of the misunderstandings and get the clarity.
All right, so in terms of an approved retirement scheme or an approved superannuation fund, what you're looking on is a vehicle through which you can make contributions, pension contributions. And the beauty about making pension contributions to an approved pension arrangement is that you're actually reducing your tax liability, your tax savings. So you want to contribute to an approved pension arrangement because, one, you're saving in terms of tax. Any monies that accumulate in this particular fund, there's no tax on it, so your money is working faster for you. So that is one element. So what Anna would have said is looking on stocks, which is a source of income in terms of passive income. But one of the things that we need to remember in terms of building out our retirement portfolio is that we're looking on every single element that can give you a source of income. And we want to maximize that throughout our entire life. So one of the ways that we can do that is being a part of an approved pension arrangement where you're getting that tax savings. That is critical. It's almost as if you're leaving money on the table when you're not a part of an approved pension arrangement. So you want to be a part of something like that.
And I appreciate that, because earlier today, when we were talking about your investment portfolio, which is towards many goals, including retirement, we spoke about the need for diversification. So you do need your stocks. Similarly, when you're planning for retirement, there is a role for that.
Right.
And I love the savings component, because a lot of people don't realize this as well. If you are, let's say you work for a company that has its own pension
Yes,
plan in place, a superannuation as it's called, when you contribute to that, or if not, if you think about joining an approved retirement scheme like JMMB Retirement Solutions, JMMB RS, what happens is when you take that, whatever money you take from your income to put into those, that portion is not taxed.
Yes, because the contributions are taken out before tax is applied. So
Right.
in effect, you're paying over less to the government
Less
of
tax,
Jamaica.
right.
And that is what you want at the end of the day.
Not a
Money's
sponsored
coming-
message.
Yes,
I'm
so
kidding.
you're saving.
It's a governmental way to save money. But yes, no, it's an important point. So let's say I'm contributing, say, 5 or 10% of my salary to one of these approved retirement schemes.
Right,
And what happens is that they take out that first. So they don't tax me first.
No.
They take out that 5-10% first. And so you only end up getting taxed on that remaining 90%.
Yes.
So you're paying less in income tax. So that's an additional
Yes.
way, that you're saving money. And any way to save tax, people, we're keeping it real. We'll go with that. But Cam, just to stick with you again before I jump back to Anna, what are some of the other types of solutions available that people can use to save or invest, prepare for retirement?
So again, building out a retirement portfolio, and we're going to look on every single element. So one, you can get it from stocks. 2, you can get it from bonds. 3, you can get it from being a part of an approved pension arrangement. 4th, you can get it through direct exposure in terms of real estate. So not only in terms of capital appreciation, but you can be getting rental income. If you cannot get direct exposure to real estate, what you may decide to explore is getting indirect exposure through possibly one of our unit trusts, Optimum Capital Fund. But again, the base in terms of building out your retirement portfolio is that you need to be sensitive to every single element in terms of whether it is through an asset, in terms of whether it is through a vehicle, that you can get some income, because it is a lifetime of financial resilience that you're trying to build. So even outside of, so I would have mentioned all of those other things, but even just in terms of the national insurance scheme, yes, persons say yes, it's not a lot of money, but it is the first pillar in our social system framework, and you need, if you're not, you need to contribute to it, because it's going to give you another source of income, and that is what you're trying to do.
I love it. And we need to give credit to all the sources of income. Can I get an amen? Wherever we're getting income, we're going to take it. Anna, jumping back over to you, because again, big up all the Anna fans in the house, right? Anna, again, we appreciate your authenticity and you sharing online your journey, especially again towards, work optional living and planning for early retirement. Anna, would you share with us, in your view, based on your experience, what are the questions that people need to be asking themselves as they prepare to set out on this journey towards retirement, work optional living financially free?
Okay, I've got 5. First
All right.
is you need to figure out when you're trying to become work optional or retire. Put a deadline on it. Don't be like vibes when it tap me. No, put a deadline on it. Is it going to be 5 years, 6 years, 10, 15 years? Mark the date in your calendar. Go that far. That's step 1. Step 2, how much money do you need? Are you going to need in retirement per month? Which, when I teach my clients this, it's always such a weird exercise because they're like, how am I seeing the future? I don't know what I'm going to want. And I just said to them, now I have you on a budget and I give you like 20 grand for groceries and you're like, oh my God, just pretend I didn't give you a budget. How much would you need for groceries, right? Just pretend you can buy what you want. How much are you going to need for gas? How much are you going to need for electricity? That kind of a thing. You add them up to find out how much money you're going to need on a monthly basis. That's the second thing that you need to know. And obviously it's going to be an estimate, clearly, but you need something to work towards. The third thing is, do you have any dependents? Because if you're trying to retire in 10 years and you have a 3-year-old, the 3-year-old isn't going to disappear in 10 years, So you need to factor these things in, right?
School fee,
School fee, all these different things. So factor this in because then it's going to contribute to the expenses that you're going to have on a monthly basis. Remember point 2? Point 4, where was I? 4. Point 4. Point 4 is you need to, and this is going to be a little bit of, I'm going to send you to do some homework. You need to go and look at the inflation rate for at least the last 10 years so that you can track to see what it's been like, so you can sort of have some sort of idea as to what it's going to look like in the next 10 years. Because then you need to add that back to how much you're going to need per month, so that when you are, there in your work optional days 10 years from now, you had put on 100 grand per month, but then 10 years later, 100 grand can buy you one bread. So you need to factor this in, right? That's the inflation part. And then, how many did I say I was going to give
5.
you?
So yeah.
5? In terms of planning for retirement, the sources of income. What sources of income are you looking at? I just gave you one. And I know I spoke really quickly. I just never want Kerry cut me off. But honestly, that's a solid one that you can look to. You just go on the Jamaica Stock Exchange website tonight. Listen, write this down. Jamaica Stock Exchange, jamstockx.com. 3 lines. Click that. You're going to see trading. Click trading. Then you're going to see trade sheet. Click trade sheet. Scroll down. You're going to see the JSE has 102 stocks listed, so you're going to see them pop up there. Just play around with the site, get to see, oh, this is what Grace costs, this is what Separate costs, this is what JMMB costs. Get familiar with the stocks, because that's one way you can generate some income. And I'm gonna give you another one.
Go ahead.
Okay. This one is a little bit more technical, but I just wanna break the barriers that you have in your mindset right now. Another source of income that you can look to is rental income, but not the traditional way, not the traditional way, which is, so what I'd suggest is you can look for land, right? You can find land for, if you're gonna look in Kingston, you're gonna find it for 10 mil. I'm not saying anybody in Kingston. There are other parishes in Jamaica. You can find land about 10,000 square feet for about $3 million, $4 million. You can use the same method I just taught you to get that money to buy the land. And then you can go to JMMB for a construction loan. And then you can build to generate rental income. So that's a second way. So,
Love it.
Okay.
That's it. So that's 6. So you're good. I mean,
Yes.
if you had another one, you could do it again. Thank you for those tips, Anna. And I know you've been doing this for a while, and obviously you got the tips worked out. If you could share with us on your journey so far, is there anything you would have done differently? Because, sometimes we're listening, guys, we would want the cheat sheet. If there's anything that, Anna, in your experience, you would have done differently or would have shifted, could you share that with us as well?
Absolutely. So, listen, there's a point in my life that I was earning 50,000 Jamaican dollars per month, not so long ago. And then suddenly, I got a new job, and suddenly I was earning multiples of that. Can you imagine having a broke mindset and just getting lots of money? I went down to courts and I told them, give me the biggest settee way you have. My business what it look like. And it just continued like that. I'd go to parties, I'd buy cabanas, plural, because, you know, you're not used to the kind of money that, you know, you're used to 50 grand. So my thing is, what I wish I did earlier, Kerry, is like knowing what I know now, especially what I just taught you guys. If I use that money to buy so many more stocks, there was a point when land in St. Thomas was selling for $2 million per quarter acre. If I had known everything that I know now, I wouldn't be braffing in no party. I wouldn't be doing none of that. I'd be buying some quarter acre, here, there, and everywhere. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, and that's a popular set of feedback that we always get is starting sooner. I think that's the big takeaway, you know. And for all of us here who are on the younger side of the rainbow, it's all good. But, you know, it's starting sooner. It's recognizing there's an opportunity to get started sooner and reprioritize.
But it's never too late, you know.
Never too late.
never
No, I'm
too
here.
late.
Hello. Never
Yes.
too
Never
late.
Too late.
Still on the train.
That's why I don't use ages when I coach. I don't be like, I'm not like, we're going to retire by 45 or by, I don't use ages because whatever age you are right now, just if you want to retire in 5 years, just add 5 to whatever age you are right now and you work with it. It's not too late.
Not too late. Once you have life, guys, we're starting today. That's why we're here. It's a new year. It's a new Elevate. Camille, in your experience as well, if we could get a little bit more personal, in your journey, is there anything you would have done differently or any bits of advice? Yes, like confession time. Confession. Yes, but anything you would have done differently or anything you want to share that you'd say, boy, guys, watch out for this?
One of the things that Anna would have mentioned in terms of that lifestyle creep, meaning that the more money you get, the tendency, you know, to spend a little bit more. Sometimes you just need to just step back and do an honest reflection in terms of what it is and where it is that you want to go as it relates to your own financial security. And I think one of the things that I would do in terms of differently is in terms of getting an accountability partner or somebody that, you know, can hold me to account and say, Camille, you say you were going to pay off your debt in the 2022. Did you do it? Something like a cheerleader, because I think you need that type of support along the way. It can't just be you one. You need somebody who, you know, is there, has your best interest at heart, and wants to see you win. So I think...
a nice accountability partner to help you along the journey. Thank you so much, Cam. Camille, so you've shared with us, you've given us a clarity on retirement schemes, retirement plans, pension plans, as some folks call it. What are some of the other things that people can invest and or save in to take them on the journey to retirement in the whole ecosystem of financial products and services?
So we, Anna would have mentioned the stocks. You can have bonds in your portfolio that is going to give you coupon payments. So you have a laddered approach in terms of different bonds. So you can get different...
Can I stick a pin? What is a bond, please, miss?
So it is a security that you can purchase based on your risk appetite, whether it is conservative, moderate, aggressive. And when you pay, you can get an interest payment, whether it is every 6 months. So that is a coupon payment, and it's a form of income that you're going to be getting.
Okay, thank you. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No.
So we said stocks, we said bonds.
Right. Along that, one of the things is that you want a high-yield savings account. And you would say, why would I want a high-yield savings account? But that is important because what you want to do is also set up an emergency fund, because anything can possibly happen and set you back. So what you want to do is ensure that you have some monies there. So just in case something happens, you are not going to be pulling, whether it is from your credit card or getting an unsecured loan. So you need to have your monies in a high-yield savings account, and that needs to be a part of your retirement portfolio as you build it out.
What is a high-yield savings account?
So,
Where can I find one
so
of them?
giving you more
asking
interest.
the right questions? Yay, thank you. All right, good.
So it's giving you more interest than the normal account. So you know that. So basically, and we have a lot of that.
Is a CD would be a CD considered to be a high-yield
yes, you could have
account?
that. I mean, yes, but
Well, it's locked in for a period.
A period
but
of
just like
time.
maybe a savings
Right,
account. Yeah, got you. And you said it's good for your emergency fund.
Yes.
I don't think emergency fund has come up in our conversations today, and we hear the term maybe said a lot when we read all of these financial articles and watch TV. But an emergency fund, as the name suggests, is that bit of savings that you have that's easily accessible in case of emergency. We
Yes.
get that. But how much money should I put in my emergency fund, please, miss?
So ideally what you should be working towards is at least 3 months. 3 months of
3
your
months.
earnings.
3
if
months of your salary.
Yes, salary, yes. Or if you're self-employed, your earnings. That is ideally what you should be working with.
Okay, so if I am working towards, and you know what I've also heard, Cam, is that some people say, if not 3 months of your salary, because I hear the strokes and the aneurysms taking place in the all the, who are going to save 3 months of which for
I know,
salary?
and we're just trying to survive right here. So
Yeah,
yes, I
mean,
know.
yeah. But we'll get there. I mean, every day is a part of the journey and we work there. But you know what some folks say too? Sometimes if it's not even 3 months of your salary or 3 months worth of income, it's even 3 months of your expenses.
Yes.
So when you add up the JPS bill, the water bill, the food bill and so on, when you add up all of what those expenses are every month, then and times it by say at least 3, some people say 6. In fact, I've heard some feedback to say if you can even save up to a year depending on what job you're in or what role you're in. So like I'll be straight up, this is me being personal again. So I am an executive in a company. For me to find another job is not that easy because executive roles are fewer and far between. So depending on what obligations I have, they say, look, Kerry, it's going to take you longer to find a job, so it's better you try save up a year. So I'm still trying to get there. I'm just having a heart attack. But you get the point, though. The point is add up your expenses, know what you have to cover every month, including even trying to save if you can, and then multiply that, and that's your emergency
Yes.
fund. Yeah, yeah, I love that.
And it's critical because what you want, because remember, what we're doing, we just forget the word retirement. It's a lifetime of financial resilience. We're
Yes.
trying to build up something. So any life stage, it transcends any life stage. And you want to make sure that, you're building it up so that you can have the best life and secure
Yeah.
the best life.
Yeah. A lot of us in here, Camille, work and we're part of a company that do have a pension plan. What we must do?
But you must join an approved pension arrangement.
Okay. Like?
Right here, right
Yes.
now in this room, only 20% of you are a part of an approved pension arrangement. That means the next 80%, what are you going to do for retirement or when you stop working or work optional? What are you going to do? Sometimes some of you may have to take care of your parents. You have different things. You need to join an approved pension arrangement. That is just one element. And you have other things, but you need to join an approved pension arrangement.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anna, just jumping back over to you now again, Anna. I know you spend obviously a lot of time with your cohort. What right now are some of the, I see my team, what are some of the most popular passive income opportunities you think? Because I know you mentioned dividends coming from stocks. But in the whole, again, ecosystem, are there any other, and I think you mentioned rental as well, are there any other passive income opportunities that you think people can readily find these days? I could think of maybe a few, but you're the pro. I'm going to let you talk about it.
I'm just a girl on the internet.
No, man, you do your thing.
I can think of I can give you one. Digital products.
Digital products. All right, let's prick up the ears there. Go ahead.
Many Jamaicans don't look into this, and I don't know why. Or watch this. So all you need to do is you need to identify an area that people are interested in, an area that people are having a problem with, an area that people need a solution for. You do a lot. Go on ChatGPT.com. I forget the link, but just go on Google. ChatGPT is this latest technology. AI technology is the baddest thing in life.
Yes.
It knows everything about everything. I'm not exaggerating. I don't write emails anymore. ChatGPT write the emails for me. I'm telling you. So go on ChatGPT and put in the area that you just researched. It's going to give you a bunch of information on that topic, and then you're going to, don't sell that. They're going to be able to detect that an AI wrote it. So you just need it for research purposes. You're going to just ask it as many questions as you need. Then you're going to go on Microsoft Word. You're going to write a product, that's what a digital product is. You're going to write it, you're gonna write like an ebook or something as an example. And then after you do that, go on Canva.com, which is free. You're gonna make it look pretty. You have an ebook. So then what you need to do is now you need a website. So you're gonna go. You can build a website for what, $9.99. You can build a website for that. Then you can connect it to a bank, JMMB. You can connect it, and the money goes to your account. What happens is you put in all that work up front, but the money just keeps coming in because you don't have to keep doing it. That's what passive income means.
I love that because, again, a lot of people don't think about the digital products component. So, I mean, I know there are some options. So there are some people who actually sell stuff online, right? And that's obviously you'd have to have a product to be able to do that if you're doing shipping through Amazon or some other way. But then no, there is also, think of whatever your intellectual capital is. You know, what giftings do you have that you can convert it into a digital product and sell it. So like I'm looking at Lady Patrice here looking so fantastic. If she wanted to, so she does fitness, health, wellness, fitness, okay? Now, you can sign up for her stuff, but she can have a digital component as well. She may or may not, so I may be just telling tales out of school. I'm just using an example. But she can record a series of workouts, record it, videotape it, whatever, and keep it and sell those recordings maybe via subscription or just as a bundle. People buy the bundle and they play back and do her workouts right in their living room, while Patrice is cocking up her foot in Ocho Rios, earning money, right, from the recordings of her exercise programs, right? There are some people who do online courses, some people do writing.
I have an investment course coming out. I forgot. I have an investment course coming out next week Sunday. It will teach you everything I just said. You can
Another
get it.
form of passive income. A digital product. So I think that's something that people can consider, guys, is remember the internet is a big bad place, and when you think of it, don't just confine it to Jamaica, confine it to the world. It's the world.
That's
everywhere
it, yes.
can benefit from what it is you have to offer. If it is you can package it in a unique way. And our next speaker is going to be talking about how to build and monetize your personal brand in that regard. Camille, you wanted to say something? I saw your hand.
Man.
Okay, no problem.
Wait, I have something to say. I
Go
just
ahead,
have
Anna.
one last thing to say. Because I really want you to break the mental barriers that you have. So I have one more thing to say. Go on Etsy.com. If you don't have
Etsy, ETSY.com.
Right. If you don't have a social security number, it's going to be a little bit difficult for you. But that's not why I'm sending you there. I just want you to see something. When you go on Etsy, type in place cards. You're going to see, they tell you how many sales this product would have generated. You're going to see that people are making $5,000 per month with just a card that has the number 1 on it. Why? Because people who have weddings, they buy place cards with the number 1 on it. Go, the evidence is there. Look at Etsy and you're going to see. It tells you how many sales this one product has had. You just multiply how much it's selling for by the number of sales, you're going to see $5,000, $3,000, $4,000 per month, US. Just multiply that by 155 and you get the Jamaican. You're gonna want to do some work, I'm telling you.
Love that. So there are so many ways to earn income online, because I think that's another thing too. Sometimes when we think of income, we're thinking within the confines of what our job pays us, right? Or we have to find another job part-time or on the weekend to supplement, which is legitimate and that's totally fine. But again, remembering that life is busy, there's a lot of things we gotta do. If you can create a digital product or have some product that's available online for the world to buy from you, that's another great source of income. And I wanted to mention too, guys, there are some folks that asked where and how they can get a copy of Dr. Terry Carell Reed's book. It is on Amazon, and you can also pick up your copy in any branch of Kingston Bookshop, or Fontana Pharmacy has it as well. So I just wanted to drop that in there because someone had asked a question earlier, and as we're talking about stuff online. So we're just going to wrap up the fireside chat now before we move into the Q&A. I know some burning questions are coming. Camille, when we talk about, again, for those of us who may be working, this is a question that came up often, and we're part of some kind of pension plan in our company, and we get a new job, and we have to go to the next job. that job may have a pension plan that they're asking us to join, or they may not, and I may have to consider being a part of an approved retirement scheme like a JMMB RS, for instance, retirement solution. What do I do when I'm switching jobs? What's the best advice? How should I deal with that pension arrangement that I was in with my former employer, with my new employer, or any future employers that I may have?
So if it allows for it, what you can do is transfer from one approved pension arrangement to the next. Usually what obtains is that if you're a part of one particular pension arrangement, you may have the option to get a refund of your contributions. That is what happens. What the research has shown is that most persons, they get the refund and then they just, whether they pay whatever bill, but it reduces in terms of the accumulated amount that you're going to have for retirement. So if you can, and if possible, try to transfer the entire pot of funds over to another pension arrangement, because again, what you're trying to do is ensure that you build up as much as possible.
All right, because I know some people just very dying. I know I was on the job I left. I'm like, give me the money. Don't ask me where that money is. No.
You don't know if you buy clothes, but
such as I was like, I could have conked myself on the head. But anyway, you live and you learn and you grow. So finally, Camille, I just want to ask Camille the last question before we open up now to Q&A, because I know the question is burning. Camille, when our clients ask, you know, how much should I be contributing to my pension plan or to an approved retirement scheme, what do you tell them?
So that is knowing your numbers. And outside of the vision that you have for your life, you have to know the numbers and what it is that you're working towards, because you don't want to work in a vacuum. So the maximum that you can contribute to an approved pension arrangement is 20% of your earnings. So that is the maximum that you can contribute. And then another element of knowing your numbers is that as you work towards, or you maximize that rate of contribution, you want to replace at least 75% of your final income. Number, meaning that if you have $100,000, you want to at least have at retirement $75,000. So what you need to be monitoring is in terms of your replacement rate, and that is information that would be contained in like your member statement that you'd receive, because you're working towards ensuring that you're covering at least 75% of your final salary or final income.
Yeah, because I think what happens is, and I know this happened to me too, you see how we're confessing today, people, is that, you know, you think, okay, what's the minimum I must put in?
Yes,
and you put in 5%, okay, because it's a minimum, and it's easier to manage, right? I struggle thinking that you're going to take 20% out of my salary before I even pay a bill to put in retirement. Let's just keep it real. But, you know, the recommendation is put in as much as you can,
as
and if
possible.
you can, do the 20. But just to go back onto your previous point is that we need to also know what the end game is, and I know Anna would have said it earlier, which is what figure am I targeting to be able to have to live off of? Because that's another thing with retirement, people kind of go in blind, right? And I know sometimes we do that too, even when we're saving towards anything in the future, we don't do the math to say, well, okay, how much do I need in the future to be able to live 20 years from now? What's that figure? Work it back and then work out, well, how much do I need to be saving and investing for retirement, or putting in place, getting the income in there, the passive income, etc., having everything ready to be able to retire or live work optionally when we set that goal. Guys, aren't these ladies wonderful? Big them up for me now, man. So we are just going to go into the Q&A. Online people will love the engagement. I get in a love letter. Meet me around the back after 8. Okay, I'm kidding. No. Okay. All right. Guys, this is a wonderful note, you know. We have enough giveaways to give out, you know, during the Q&A. Wonderful. So you guys just go and flash it on the screen for me. That's how I want to go and do it. So you're just going to flash the names on the screen for me, right? That's how we will know. All right. So I'll just pause every time. So yes, guys, we have prizes for giveaway, you know, trust me. And make sure you're in the room. Good. Thank you very much. So yes, guys, so we know the questions are burning. We're going to take the questions. I see my folks lining up. Hello.
Hey.
I love your top.
Thank you.
Could you tell us your name?
Tashika Howell.
Hi, Tashika.
Hi.
May we have your question, please?
Sure. Hi, Anna.
Hi.
All right. So I know opinions may vary. So my question to you is, what is your take or instruction regarding an emergency fund?
Oh Lord, okay, so this is the whole thing. I actually believe that you need 2 emergency funds because of inflation. All right, let's take it from the top. You need 2 emergency funds. Emergency fund 1 is going to be your short-term emergency fund. That's going to be the account that you can readily access in the event of an emergency. Because let's be real, in the event of an emergency, you need to be able to readily access cash. However, I personally don't think it's smart to keep all of your emergency fund in a savings account because of inflation. So if your emergency fund is going to be, say, 1.2 million, realistically speaking, unless something catastrophic is happening in your life, you're probably not going to need 1.2 all at once, probably like years down the line. Inflation is at 10.3%, well, 9.4 as at last week. So what I'd suggest is you have 2 emergency funds, one that has a minority of the emergency fund, and then number 2, which would have the majority of the emergency fund. The number 1 would be a savings account like the bonus saver, which is doing marvelously with interest. And then the second one would be a unit trust product that is not risky, like look, money market fund, bonds. None of this is financial advice, by the way.
Yep.
So the result of that is you're looking for something that would do at least 9.4% to replace what inflation is eating out.
Great question. And yes, we wanted to highlight, guys, that, none of what we're sharing at Elevate can be construed as financial advice simply because we're talking to literally thousands of people right now. We're recording this, guys. Remember, we're going to be putting it up. So we wouldn't want anybody to say, oh, in my unique situation, this is the one cookie cutter bit of advice I must take for me. You do need to speak with an advisor to see what is the best option for you. I'm going to ask this lady in the black top here to jump next. Okay, I'm getting a notice. Don't move. We got a prize. Wendy Wallace. Wendy, where's Wendy? Hi, Wendy. You've won a random prize. Yes, that's why we called your name. Wendy's like, what's going on? So, Wendy, please go to the registration desk as soon as you're able with your ID and your email address. Yeah, man, when you're ready. Yeah, because we know you don't want to miss the Q&A. So it's all good. We're not going to thief the prize. Just go for it. Don't let me go home with it. Good. Love it. So, guys, just flag me when you have a random winner again. You hear? We love to give away stuff. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your patience.
Yes, hi. My name is Claudine.
Hi, Claudine.
And this question is for Camille.
Yes, please.
All right. If you contribute to a pension scheme, you contribute monthly, right? A particular amount. Now, if I suddenly win the lotto and I want to put a lump sum contribution, can I do that into a pension scheme?
No, not if you win the lotto. It has to, it has to be active earnings. It's from from work, but it cannot be just a lump sum just from the lotto and you put it in there. Because what you would have done when you signed up, you would have made a declaration in terms of the income that you're earning. So even though you win the lotto, no, it can't go in there. But we can have other investments to build out your portfolio.
Because remember, because these plans and these retirement schemes is a way to save on paying taxes.
Exactly.
Government not gonna give you no easy way to avoid pay tax, you mad? So if you win lotto, they want that tax, girl. So we'll find other investment options for you to be able to do that. Can I just take a question here? Okay, so there's someone here. Okay, it's about JMMB retirement scheme. I think that's what they're talking about, because how does it work with the retirement scheme with your salary? So I work with company A, and I sign up for a JMMB retirement scheme. How does the taxation thing work? Because is it that my company must send the money to JMMB first, or I must take out the money and send to JMMB? How do I get the tax benefit when I do actually work?
All right, so if you're salaried, what we would do when we're onboarding you or enrolling you, you complete a tax exemption form, and you get what you call a tax certificate. And we'd send that to your place of employment, and that would give them the authority to take out the contributions before tax is applied. So that is how you would get the benefit.
Okay, thank you. So anybody who has that question, it's something worthy of note. Thank you very much. I'm going to go back here. Remind me of your name now because we just talked to you a while ago in the break. Oh, microphone over here. Yes.
Cameroon Kolash.
Hi, Cameroon. Your question?
Right. So in planning for your retirement, right? Remember the dependent, the baby that won't go away. What can we do now to help build their portfolio per se, so that we can be better able to retire early or be work optional?
Good question. I have two for you. One, blue chip stocks, and two, unit trust products that are grounded
Blue chip
in
stocks and unit trust is in your view, yeah.
right. Unit trust products that are grounded in equity, which should be stocks. Unit trust products tend to have a time on it. So probably they tell you that you need to do this product for 10 years, which, let's say the baby is, let's increase the age, the baby's 10. So if you're in this product for another 10 years, then the baby would get to 20. So you'd have some money there. But blue chip stocks now, that's a whole other lesson. But
Yeah.
with respect to blue chip stocks, they tend to take time to appreciate in value, like time. So if you buy blue chip stocks now, you know, every month you buy some blue chip stocks, what's going to happen is over time they're going to appreciate in value, meaning they're going to increase in value. Like, let me give you an example. So do you know anything about IPOs, APOs? Okay.
Yeah, man, we just had that good discussion.
Great. So what I'm going to ask you to do is go on the same Jamstock X website and look for Regency Petroleum, or you can look for One-on-One, just any of the recent IPOs. Look at what they're currently trading at. And what I want you to remember is that these stocks opened at $1 each. So you can get an idea as to how stocks move. But with respect to blue chip stocks, it's kind of that same movement, but over a longer period of time, which is why it would come in handy for your child.
Okay, I have a short follow-up.
I want to sneak in two questions.
What does JMMB need to start an account for a toddler? Or should I ask that one away?
No, man, that's fine. So,
Okay.
because I know that's another question that actually came up. So thank you very much. Bless you. So yes, that question in terms of opening up the JMMB
portfolio.
RS, what do we need to open up an RS?
JMMB RS. So basic know your customer documentation. So you need a valid form of ID. You would also need 2 references and just completing our client information form, and that's basically it.
Okay, thank you very much. There's another prize coming up. Drum roll. Dijonay. Is that Dijonay? Am I pronouncing it correctly? Congratulations. You won a prize. So when we're done here, you can just run real quick to the registration desk. Thank you. Love to give away prizes. Can I just jump back on Camille since you just answered a question, because there's a question online and I'm sure some other folks have it as well. Because there are some folks who say, look, I'm not working, I'm a student, full-time student. I'm still in my 20s, but I'm a full-time student. Can I still open a JMMB RS? Would that benefit me? What do you recommend to those persons who are not currently employed? I think that's the general thing.
If
whether
you're
they're a
not
student
currently
or not.
employed, then it would mean that you're going to be going to other solutions such as purchase of stocks. You may decide to open up a unit trust account, but at the end of the day, there are a lot of solutions that you can have in terms of building out your portfolio.
Okay, but so the JMMB retirement solution would not be for persons
Would not be ideal who are not working.
who are
active
not
in-
working.
Exactly.
But there are other investment options
you can have.
that you can start to invest in from
To
now
below, yes.
until you get there. Thank you very much. Lady in red, could you introduce yourself and then we'll go back over here.
Hi everyone, my name is Denicia.
Hi,
So
Denicia.
this one, hi Anna. Hi. This one is for Anna. So as a writer of, to me, a best-selling novel, there is a wave of selling journals as a passive income. What do you think about that? Is it just a wave, or is it something to actually look into?
Well, if you're going to do journals, make the journal useful. What people are doing nowadays is they're just going on Canva and just putting date, line, and product. No, don't do that. Just find a way to make the journal useful. What problem are you tackling with this journal? Is it supposed to help somebody with depression? Is it supposed to help somebody with productivity? Is it supposed to help somebody with fitness, for example? Just make it useful. To get a book to sell crazy copies, it needs to solve a problem. Same thing with the journals. Have it solve a problem and it should be fine. And hi again, Denicia.
Thank you very much. Camille, what about companies that don't do salary deductions? How can I, and they don't have a pension plan, they said they're not doing no salary deductions, it's too much stress.
Right.
How can I benefit from JMMB RS just the same? Is that a possibility?
So what you would do, you would still make contributions to the pension arrangement. And then at the end of the year, what you would submit, it is an SO4 form to Tax Administration Jamaica, and you'd be able to reduce your tax liability through that medium. So you can still get the benefit.
Okay, thank you very much. And guys, a reminder, and for our folks online, love the questions and the engagement. Remember, we are recording this. So I see some questions coming up that we would have covered already. So guys, when we upload on YouTube in the coming weeks, go back, watch, take out your popcorn, take out your pen and paper and thing, and catch anything you would have missed. Thank you very much. Lovely lady again in black. May forget your name, but I remember you in the successful business who needs to celebrate. Yes.
So my name is Kadeen, and
Katie.
I have a question for Anna. I know you mentioned Etsy, so I do have a business. And
Mention
Etsy?
Oh, okay.
So I know that the products would do well on Etsy, but I'm Jamaican. I'm not sure if there's a solution to get the products on those type of platforms to get the products overseas.
What product do you have?
So I make satin bonnets, headbands, satin scarves, hair accessories.
Okay, so this is going to be a lot, but what you need to do, it's not going to be Etsy for right now anyway, because Jamaica, you need a social security number or be a part of the list of companies of countries that they have. So you're going to have to go the hard way, which is build your brand on your own, do a marketing plan for that brand, build a strategy for that brand, and then you build a website, you list your products on the website, connect it to a bank, and you operate it that way.
Okay, so you said connected to a bank. I just got a website built, Wix, and it's very difficult to connect a bank to that platform so that persons could just put their card information in and they could shop.
Okay, so from my experience, I'm not a tech person. I'm just telling you what happened with my website. I had to get the person who, to get a tech guy to do some tech stuff, and he called the bank, and then the bank asked him more tech stuff, and then they worked together and they did that. So you probably need a tech guy. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, go call the tech guy. Anna is not the tech guy. Thank you. Just gonna hop back over to Camille because we have a lot of questions here online too. Can I be a part of two pension schemes, retirement schemes? Like if I have a pension plan and then I want to open now a JMMB retirement solution thing?
So you cannot actively contribute to two pension arrangements. So in your working life, you may have worked at another company. You can still leave the contribution there, continues to earn interest. However, if you start another pension arrangement, you can't have both of them going. Right. So, no.
You can't contribute to both. And then just to highlight too, guys, that we spoke earlier, I mean, some people start at 5%, you can contribute up to 20%.
That's the maximum.
You can increase. You don't have to stay at 5% forever and ever, amen. You want to move up to 10, you want to move up to 15, you can do that.
The flexibility is there, which is very important.
Yes, please, Camille, yes. Flexibility is there. Love that. Thank you very much. Okay, let me go back to my gentleman here in the black.
Hi, my name is Joel DeGoot.
Could you speak a little bit louder for us, please?
Joel DeGoot.
Hi, Joel.
My question was touched on a little bit earlier. So my question is, what's the best way or some advice that you'd have for someone that's in school or doesn't have a primary source of income but wants to start to plan for their retirement? What steps would they be taking?
So the first thing I would recommend is to open up a unit trust account. And also an equity money market account so that you can start to buy some shares. I think that's the best. That's my recommendation right here, right now.
Yeah,
I
unit
suppose.
trust and,
Yep.
and stocks could be a
Yes.
great way to go, and definitely speak with an
What is
advisor.
what is the minimum needed to open a unit trust account?
So it is. So we have several different unit trust
Trust,
accounts.
yeah.
So it is dependent on the price on the day, but whether it is 100 units, so it varies from
Yeah.
day to day.
It's like
So you'd
maybe
have to
like
come
a
in.
couple
So whether
thousand
it's
Jamaican
$5,000 or
dollars,
$10,000 in terms of opening up a unit trust
Yeah,
account.
it's very accessible. It's not no 50 and 100,000 and then money there at all. Not at all. We have another winner on the screen.
Thank you.
Michaela Miles. Where's Michaela? Don't hide, you win. Michaela gone home already? Oh dear. If you don't win, you're not in the room, you don't have a chance. Oh dear. Okay. Sorry, Michaela. Thank you very much. All right. Lady in white, back to you.
Hi everyone, afternoon. My name is Ishana Aarons, a proud member of the Money Society. If you're not in the society, I'd say join right away. But my question is to Anna. I know you speak highly about mindset. I didn't hear you touch on that, and I just want you to elaborate a bit with the whole saga a couple months ago with the 480, and I mean even mentioning
With who?
the 480K.
I don't know about that. I don't
Right.
know.
But, and I mean, even mentioning the 5,000 USD, can you just elaborate on your point of mindset before we even touch the retirement early and all of that?
Boy, Ishana, I just come out of the scandal, and you're bringing me right back in there. Okay, so for those who don't know, a few months ago, I made a post on Instagram. This is, by the way, this is my personality all the time. It's just that if you're not familiar with me, it probably would catch you off guard. But I made a post on Instagram saying if you are not earning $480,000 per month, you won't be able to live the bare minimum lifestyle. And the whole of Twitter attacked me, you know, poor me.
Twitterverse went crazy.
Twitterverse went crazy. But the thing is, I'm a very black and white numbers oriented person. I don't just say numbers out of nowhere. The 480,000 is if you're going to do a mortgage, if you're going to have a car loan, if you're going to do JPS at the bare minimum JPS bill, if you're going to not even be able to buy all the food that you want, you're going to have to be on a grocery budget. I brought this down on my Instagram, and that's how I came up with $480,000. And as I said, the whole of Jamaica went crazy. But Ishana mentioned this in relation to mindset, and the reason why I said it was I said in the same post that if you're not earning $480,000, you need to get off Instagram right now, and you need to do an audit of yourself to figure out how to get there. So it's funny that you mentioned this with mindset, because to me I'm still confused as to why everybody's attacking me, to be honest with you. Because when I read some of the comments were saying things like, you know how much me can do with 480,000, or you know how much me can do with 200,000. And I wanted to know, why are you attacking me for me wanting you to want more for yourself? Why are you fighting me to show me that you can do more with less? That is what I don't understand. If I'm showing you that it is possible to earn $480,000, by the way, I don't go on social media and sell anything. I literally just go and say, guys, you know that you can earn $480,000, here's how. So if somebody's showing you this kind of thing, I think what you ought to do is sit down and do some mental introspection to say, all right, what am I doing wrong? This girl gave me some clues. Let me just try to fix this. But it comes back to mindset. When you have the shackles up here, I could put money in your account and you'd send it back to me. That's the thing about mindset. When I teach my clients, the first thing I teach them is I do a 2-hour session on just mindset. Because when I sit down in front of you and we're talking about $100 million, if you don't have that mindset, you're going to call me a scammer. You need to break that mental barrier. It's not cute, especially in 2023. What was the other part of the question?
Just elaborate on mindset.
You know, and again, it comes back down to, and I mean, whether it's 480 or whatever the mathematics is, the reality is that, oh, we have another prize! Tony Ann Morrison! Where's Tony Ann Morrison? Hi, Tony Ann! Why on a shame? Why on a hand, on a wave? Congratulations! Go to our registration desk with your ID and email address to claim your prize. You know, again, guys, it really is about, and I think that's one of the big takeaways, is the numbers, right? Are we doing the math? So when we talk about saving towards or investing towards something, whether it's retirement, whether it's towards your house, if you know, say that house is going to cost $2 million, we pray, $2 million, then you know that's what you're working towards, and you have a figure to work towards. It's the same thing with your retirement, how much you're going to need to retire, it's a figure you're working towards. You need money to live, light, water, phone, car, mortgage. Do you need to live? And that's really where you should be looking at. It's not about cussing a figure, whether a figure is too high or too low. It's
Can I say
about
one thing in relation to what you just said? Because that's very important. I think people don't realize the cost of living currently in Jamaica. I think people are still stuck at the fact that I think people think that rent still costs $40,000. That's the thing. I think people don't understand the cost of living currently in Jamaica, because when you add up regular basic things, $480,000, you're not flying anywhere with that, you know. You can't even go on the grill based on the current cost of living. You just need to appreciate the numbers.
The numbers. Camille, question here online. I am part of a pension plan with my company now, but I'm going to be migrating shortly. Do I have an option to be able to continue to contribute to that pension from Canada, US, wherever I'm going, or no?
No, you wouldn't. You have to be ordinarily resident, meaning you have to be in Jamaica for 6 months to contribute to an approved pension arrangement.
Okay, so what would you suggest I do? Just kind of leave the money there to keep growing, or can
you can. Well, it's dependent on what is happening in your space.
Yeah.
So if you're going to migrate, you could, one, leave it in that particular pension arrangement, or you could transfer it to an approved retirement scheme in case you decide to come back to Jamaica and do some more work and continue contributing. So there are different options.
Thank you very much. Great questions online. Lady in pink.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi.
My name is Aishiba Cornwall.
Aishiba, love it.
My question is for Anna. So when you mentioned passive income, I was thinking a lot. I've had a lot of ideas for things that I could create, digital products, right? But for you, I want to know, how do you price these digital products? And how do you discard the fear that people, especially my audience, which would be younger people, so like 21 and below, that they wouldn't necessarily want to purchase it? Like, yeah, I know it will help me, but do I really have, quote unquote, 5,000 Jamaican dollars to spend on something like this?
Do you know the cost of parties these days? Do you know what a party ticket costs? Have you ever seen an empty party?
Ma'am. Yes, I have.
People find money for what they want.
All right.
So if your product is solving a real problem, and they want that problem to be fixed, they'll find the money for it. In terms of how to price it, you have to do research with respect to your competitors. You need to be a stalker with respect to your competitor to understand what the market is like, and then you can do one of two things. You can either price it accordingly, or you can price it under. That way you can. That way you're introduced to the market, and you'll start making profit a lot quicker if you underbid what the price currently is for the competitor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. Back to my lady over here, what looks like a beautiful lavender jacket.
Yeah, thank you. Brittany Love here. Hi.
Brittany, hi Brittany.
My question is to Anna, and it's, how do you make your passive income idea profitable? I know that somebody like a Kim Kardashian, if she drop a digital product, sell, fly real quick. But for regular people like us, how do we drive that profit with our passive idea? Yes, it's a good idea. Yes, it solved the problem, but how do we attract that customers and keep it going?
Girl, I spoke about this literally 2 weeks ago. Because I think what people think, it's so funny that you use that example. I just talked about it in a YouTube video, maybe 2 YouTube videos ago, the same example. I think what people think is that when you launch a product, you just go post it one time on your socials and it's going to be sold out. But you're not Beyonce, so that's not going to happen. what you need to do, and it's not going to be easy, but you need to develop a proper marketing strategy. You need to do actual research with respect to the marketing aspect of it. For example, when I have the sessions with Brittany, you know, Brittany was a client of mine, but when I have the sessions with my clients, I speak a lot based on stats. So when I ask you for your marketing plan and you tell me, oh, I'm going to run some ads on Instagram, I'm going to ask you what's the conversion rate likely to be. If you can't answer that question, your marketing strategy isn't done properly. You're telling me that you're going to post on TikTok. What's the likely ROI on that? What's the likely conversion rate of that? So you need to do proper research with respect to marketing. You need to understand. I'm going to give you a little bit of a trick. This is what I do with my clients. What the average business owner does is they try to do a report on a target market, which I'm sure you've heard that term, right? Target market. But what I do is I don't look at the target market. I look at my ideal customer singular. Like, who would my perfect customer or client be? What do they do? How old are they? What do they do in their spare time? What are they like? Because guess what? As much as we think we're so special, sorry, there's so many people out there like us, including myself. So if I can nail down a personality, somebody with a particular personality and characteristics, and I channel my marketing as if I'm only marketing to that one person, it's going to end up catching all of the people just like that one person. So it's going to make your marketing a lot more targeted. So this works for people who don't have a large marketing spend. You only have like 10 grand. You're like, oh my God, do it 10 grand. Instead of you running ads and stuff that you think people ages 20 to 30 would appeal to, it's wrong already. Because you're trying to target Gen Z and millennials, and they relate to two different things completely. So you need to just identify your perfect client/customer and design a marketing plan for them alone, for that person alone.
All right, and I know we're probably going to go into that topic as we talk about building your personal brand. I know we're going to be going much more into that topic when our keynote speaker takes the stage. I just want to have two more questions now because we're wrapping up on time. Yeah, man, don't forget, you know. Remember, me have stand for the man them, you know. Me have big up the man them. Oh, it's prize you want?
Yes.
Hush. Hush. Me can't rig the thing. Who is this? Oh, no. We can't give that person a prize. We can't give that person a prize. She worked for JMMB. No.
In the pensions unit.
Sorry, in the pensions unit. Right? So this is actually the right segment for her to win a prize. Yes. But no, we're not giving prizes away to JMMB team members. Thank you very much. So I'm going to take two more questions. Camille, this person here said they wanted to expand a little bit more, an online question. Thanks for the questions online. Expanding on the point about you can't be a member of more than one pension plan, as it were. So suppose I'm a member of a super and pension scheme with the company that I work for, but I'm only contributing 5%. Can I open a JMMB RS and contribute the other 15% to you guys to add up to the 20%?
No, you cannot.
No, okay.
No.
So the
so
short answer is
we
no.
have like a retirement supplement portfolio solution, so you can possibly get that, but you wouldn't be able to contribute to our approved retirement scheme.
All right, so one plan at a time, one scheme at a time. Thank you very much. Final question to you, sir.
The name is Renard Raymond.
Renard
Yes.
Raymond. Hello.
My question is to Anna, and I believe you have touched a lot of points going into my question. With the ordinary Jamaican whose expense is more than his or her income, how practical is retirement planning for that person, taking into consideration that at the age of retirement, the cost of living in Jamaica will be more than all of us gray hairs put together?
It's as practical as you make it. Listen, as I told you guys, I'm a very black and white person. It's either you are going to do what needs to be done to hit a target, or you're not, and you're not going to hit the target. It's that black and white. So if your expenses are if your expenses exceed your income, and I see it all the time. Let me tell you something. After one session, you're not spending. Shauna, Brittany can tell you, your expenses don't exceed your income anymore. You know why? Because you make cuts, but you just don't want to make the cuts because your emotions are involved. So somebody has to make the cuts for you, and then you'll find some money there. That's your step one. Your step two is you need another source of income, and I gave you guys several a while ago. So it's either you're gonna go online, you're gonna find some content for a digital product, or user generate. That's another one. User generated content, which again I don't see many Jamaicans doing that, and I don't know why. Go on TikTok and research user-generated content. You can make $700 from one 15-second video. So you need to research that. But the bottom line is, it's as practical as you make it. It's either you're going to make the decision to do what needs to be done or you're not. But you only have yourself to look at the end of the day. Whichever direction you go, you only have yourself to look at.
I'd love, Camille, would you like to weigh in on that question as well? Because it is a popular question, and Anna has weighed in. I'd love to weigh in as well, because some people are like, they're not seeing a way.
And that is the reality. And I always say it's not what you earn, but it is what you do with it. And in terms of even the bedrock in terms of retirement planning at JMMB is what we call the ABC framework. And you have to make an assessment of what it is that is coming in and what is going out. And then you're going to have to cut the fat where possible. Find the bandwidth, whether it is to save more on electricity, whether it is to cut down some of the grocery bill, but make an assessment of every single thing. And then you're going to have to put in place a budget that is going to give you the financial discipline. And the other thing about it, again, it is in terms of the C element is the consistency. Because it's not just to say you're just going to put down the money, but even if it is 5,000, 2,000, do it consistently. That is going to get you to your goal.
Thank you very much, ladies. Folks, can we get a round of applause? Rich content. So first of all, Anna, where can folks find you and engage with you online?
Well, I'm on Instagram, Anna the Money Coach. I'm not like this all the time.
Anna the Money Coach, that's Anna with
Promise.
2 N's.
Yes, when you go on my Instagram, don't expect this. This is just for today, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So Anna the Money Coach on Instagram, that's her platform. Find her there. Anna, we just started a partnership with Anna to generate some awesome content as well. So you can get more information about Anna on her IG. Camille is a member of the JMMB team. If you follow our content, you will see her face pop up many times. We do Twitter Spaces, we do IG Lives, we do Goal Getter Lives, and Camille is a staple. So once you're connected to JMMB Group Jamaica, you will see Camille and benefit from her nuggets. Another prize, Trudy and Riley. There she is in the front. So Trudy, check out the registration desk. Trudy does not work with JMMB. So check out the registration desk. So folks, we want to thank our fireside chat participants, Anna Palomino and Camille Stair. One final round of applause. And we thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
I think we need a photo up at the front. Yes, see the photographer. So we're just going to do a quick photo up. Send these lovely ladies on their way, and then we transition into our final keynote speaker.